Welcome back to Plant and Water. Today we're going to continue our discussion of the fruit of the Spirit, and we're going to be talking about goodness.
Goodness.
What fruit is that going to be
Are we
for
gonna
us
see it on here
today?
No, it's not on here because it is.
It's implied, but it's a tomato. It's a tomato.
And we chose that fruit as goodness?
But
no thanks.
tomato is a fruit, and it is good. And if you don't
And
like
a ketchup bottle.
You don't. Aw, are you kidding? Hey, if you've had some of our summer tomatoes in the garden, man, that is goodness. Anyway. Goodness. Oh, I like that. Oh, you just said goodness. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Good.
That was good. So today we're going to be looking at this. Let's read the fruit of the Spirit here.
Yeah. Galatians 5:22. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such things there is no law, and those who belong to Christ Jesus have crucified the flesh with its passions and desires.
All right. So the word here is agathosune, and it's where we get the name Agatha. So I think the takeaway from this is be an Agatha. So the name literally means good, but this is the idea of goodness. It's positive moral quality characterized especially by interest in the welfare of others. So be focused on the interest of others. So what this word is bringing out is to be a good person, to be the goodness that is the fruit of the Spirit, I'm going to be focused more on others and not on myself. So I think this will be a good discussion for today. So that's, if we're going to be an Agatha, that's a focus that's on others, not on self. Specifically, Philippians 2:3-4 brings out this quality.
Yeah. It says, do nothing for selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourselves. Let each of you look not only to his own interest, but also to the interest of others. Right.
So if I'm going to place my interest not in myself, but in others, which is really, if you think about today, that's the opposite of what we're hearing in the world. It's the opposite of the social media platforms. It's the opposite of a selfie. It's literally taking the camera and turning it the other direction and taking pictures that way rather than this way. It's the opposite of what our society is upholding. And so it's not a selfie, it's a themi. Is that did we just say?
Not a selfie. I don't know what the opposite of that is. A video?
I made that up in the moment. Yeah. Don't hold me to that. A themi, I don't know. But if it takes off, you heard it here first.
Oh, Agatha.
Can I use an Agatha. Do an Agatha.
Is that goodness?
It's an Agatha. Okay, I don't know that. It's getting worse. It's going down, down, down. All right. So goodness places others before ourselves, but this is going to take humility, and it's the opposite of pride. So really, that's where our discussion is going to be. Am I going to be humble in thinking of others before myself, or am I going to be prideful thinking about myself? Solomon, I believe, said it best. We're going to look at several different passages that he talked about.
Yeah. Proverbs 16:17-20 says, the highway of the upright turns aside from evil. Whoever guards his way preserves his life. Pride goes before destruction, and haughty spirit before a fall. It is better to be of a lowly spirit with the poor than to divide the spoil with the proud. Whoever gives thought to the word will discover good. Blessed is he who trusts in the Lord.
So this is the very passage where we hear pride comes before a fall. Pride cometh before a fall. If he who thinks he stands, take heed lest he fall. Paul describes that in 1 Corinthians 10, verse 12. And so he's really borrowing from something Solomon had said here, where he coined that phrase. But pride coming before a fall, that's not good. I don't think anyone would say a fall is something that would be categorized as good. It would be the opposite of good. It's evil. So pride only leads to evil. Pride only leads to bad things for us, the opposite of good. And so notice, whoever gives thought to the word will discover good, will discover the opposite. So if I don't have pride, I won't fall. If I'm focused on humility, if I'm focused on putting, it is better to be of a lowly spirit with the poor than to divide the spoil with the proud. All right, so a lowly spirit, blessed are those who are poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. That's where the church is established. But if we seek to follow God through pride, it's very easy to do. It's very easy to fall into that, because it comes down to where do I place my trust, right? That's something that Solomon penned before this passage in Proverbs 3, 5 through 7.
Yeah, and it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths. Be not wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and turn away from evil.
All right, so there's something about what David and Solomon both wrote. A lot of times they would represent parallelism. They would write one sentence, and then the next sentence directly after it compares to it. And I believe this is an example of parallelism, because it's saying trust in the Lord with all your heart.
Right.
And lean not on your own understanding, right? So leaning not on my own understanding, if I'm only leaning on what I think and what I feel, what I know to be right, then I'm literally trusting in my thinking, my way, or the highway. And I'm not thinking about trusting in God. And so the two are opposite from each other, in parallel. So trust in the Lord with all your heart. Then it says, be not wise in your own eyes. It's the direct opposite. If I'm going to trust in the Lord with all my heart, I can't be wise in my own eyes. I cannot approach God in pride. I can't look at God and say, wow, I mean, God, you created someone great. I cannot attempt. I could attempt to follow God in pride, but it's not going to end well. In fact, I think trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him. He'll direct your paths. Could be read, I have trust in the Lord with all my heart. I've leaned on the Lord with all my understanding. And in all my ways, I've acknowledged him. And he's directed my paths in every way. I'm pretty good.
You're just a rotten tomato.
You came up with that just now.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Sorry, I could help myself.
I promise we did not, that was beautiful. Rotten tomatoes. Yeah, I deserve a tomato in the face because of that.
Yeah, that's selfie. Yeah, that's bad.
That's phenomenal. This has turned out so much better. All right, okay. Please don't go anywhere.
It's not over yet.
It's not over yet.
Hang in there with us.
So I could purpose to trust in the Lord with all my heart. I could purpose to not lean on my own understanding. But as a result, look and say, look how good I am. You can do the same. We can say, look how good of a Christian I am, and then give ourselves the credit. We're told to trust the Lord. We already talked about that. We're told to let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works, but give glory to your Father who's in heaven. As a result, the Father will receive the glory. If we seek the glory after that, then it's all based on pride. It's complete. So I don't believe anyone intends to approach God with pride as a purpose, but I believe it is sometimes the result. And that's the danger. And we got to be very careful of this. So if I trust in God, I will not do so in pride. To follow God in pride, it's counterintuitive. It will lead to the opposite of God. We see that it is actually evil. If I try to follow God and it results in evil, what's that going to cause people to do? You will let our light shine, and if we're trying to seek the glory, then people are going to see through that. They're not going to see light. They're going to see darkness. And in the name of God, they're going to see hypocrisy. And it is, I believe, the biggest form of or cause of atheism today. Those who are seeking to follow God, but only going as far as look at me. That is so dangerous. And this is exposing how we approach God. And so kind of said it silly, in a silly way, be an Agatha. But we really do need to strive to put others before ourselves. Strive for goodness, and that's going to show an interest in the welfare of others, not an interest in ourselves. I think this is one of the biggest lies that Satan tells us today, and we've bought into it in the church, and it's very dangerous. And so, what this passage is saying here in verse 7 of Proverbs 3, be not wise in your own eyes, but fear the Lord and turn away from evil. It's a warning to preserve our life. Pride in self only leads to hurting self. That's ironic. It's ironic. Pride comes before a fall, right? If I've only been focusing on myself, and I fall, that's ironic because I haven't really helped myself in any way.
Hurt yourself, really.
That's something we're trying to teach our boys. Gabriel started flag football, and we're trying to teach, is it better to just play the game and allow others to say, wow, good pull for the flag, good catch, or I'm the best. I can catch any ball. I can pull every flag. What if you do? Well, all well and good until you didn't. The moment you don't pull the flag, the moment you don't catch it, everybody goes, see,
recognize
you
that.
didn't. So, again, people feel justified in pointing and laughing because you put yourself there. And so, these are all good lessons we all need to hear. Right. And so notice also, though, that places a pressure on yourself. If we've been proud about what we've done, then what we've done has to continue to be the best.
Yeah. And
we have to. Yeah.
You set major goals that probably can't reach after doing that.
Yeah. So you set a goal for yourself that was maybe attained in your thought at one time. But then you're your own worst enemy because you've got to keep performing.
Maybe not I wouldn't necessarily call it a goal either. What would it be? It's something that I wouldn't necessarily call it a goal. A goal is something you want to reach.
Right. Like, okay,
a challenge.
A perfectionist is not going to be happy with anything but perfection. And I think, doesn't that lead to anxiety?
Man, yeah.
Pressure.
A whole lot of other stuff.
Where is the pressure coming from, right? Sometimes I think the pressure to succeed comes from within more than without. Possibly even thinking, what are others going to think of me if I don't achieve this?
Right.
Well, where did that goal come from? It could come from pride. Pride only leads. See, pride comes before a fall is an easy statement, but there is so much depth to that because nobody just falls flat on their face and it's over. It's something that, say, pride, right? I've elevated myself because of something I've done in the past, and then I've got to keep achieving it. It causes a pressure to go higher and higher and higher. Well, the higher I go, the more painful. The harder the fall, the more painful that is. If my head's in the clouds, it's going to be a lot more painful when I hit the ground, rock bottom. We were recently doing belly flops in the water from water level. I mean, just that hurt. But have you ever done a belly flop from the high dive?
Yeah.
By accident.
That's like hitting concrete.
I blacked out for a moment. It's very painful.
He's just floating on top of the
you're
water.
like, is he okay? I actually knew a guy that was in a rock quarry in Huntsville, and he slipped, was trying to dive into this. There's a big, massive rock quarry. They say there's a crane at the bottom of the water because water just filled up like a silo. Wow, and he fell, I don't even know how far, but he broke most of the bones in his body. So the higher you go, the fall, I never forgot it.
Yeah. It hurts.
All he could do was play his Nintendo because he literally was in a cast.
A body cast.
He could only move his thumb. I mean, so the higher we go, I think we get the picture. The harder we fall. And so pride comes before that fall. And man, we're only hurting ourselves. So if God is actually helping us here. Sometimes we say, don't be, do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, what we read before. In humility, count others more significant than yourself. Sometimes we can read that as, well, that's a command. And then take it and go on. This is actually a help for you and a help for me. If I treat others better than I treat myself, better than I do myself, then as a result, that it's only going to be a blessing.
Yeah.
It's only going to be a blessing. So again, that relieves pressure. That relieves anxiety. So a lot of the anxiety that we face, it is self-inflicted. It comes from this need for perfection. And that has got to stop, because that's, again, he's saying that's evil.
Yeah.
That's evil. But then that's going to be even projected onto others, because it's going to, if it's a competition, it's the idea of competition. If I am competitive with myself, kind of like golf, compete with your own score, your own game. But you can have that can be a competitive nature too, and it can only lead to challenging situations. So pride, again, can't be what takes us forward. Goodness is the result of the fruit of the Spirit. And that is a goodness that is interest in the welfare of others. And I think to end it, as far as the discussion that I had, is Romans 12:9-11. Any thoughts you've got?
No, that's
take on.
Yeah.
Let love be genuine. Let love be genuine. It's, again, putting others before ourselves. That's got to be genuine. It can't come from any other place. Abhor what is evil. Literally hate what is evil. Hold fast to what is good. So again, goodness is something, it's that fruit I want to grab hold of. I want to hold to. Love one another with brotherly affection. I love this. Outdo one another in showing honor. So if I'm focused on others, then I'm going to try to outdo that person, not to better myself or to use them like a stepping stone and say, see, I'm so much better, I'm number one. It's outdoing someone and showing honor and trying to treat them with respect. Wow. That's a beautiful picture. Do not be slothful in zeal, be fervent in the Spirit, serve the Lord. I think if I try to outdo someone, not in showing honor, but maybe the way the world expects, it's going to create a pressure and anxiety that's going to cause me to become slothful. I'm not going to want to be zealous anymore, because it's going to, you'll burn yourself out. How can you actually achieve those things? It's not reality. So again, it's amazing that this is even saying, if I outdo someone in showing honor, trying to do kind things for someone, trying to actually help someone, and seeing a smile on their face, seeing that you're helping someone, man, that can become addictive. That can become something that, wow, I'm trying to help somebody. It can become something that spurs you on. It motivates you. It keeps zeal going. Trying to do something out of pride or something out of keeping up with the Joneses, keeping up with maybe what I've done in the past, it's only going to lead to burnout. It's only going to lead to slothful and zeal. So be fervent in the Spirit, serve the Lord. Again, we're not self-serving. We're striving to serve the Lord. As a result, there will be fruit, goodness. So take away from this?
Be an Agatha.
That's it. Be an Agatha. So if there's an Agatha out there, please comment below. We would love to talk with you. Maybe you didn't know that's what your name means. That would be fantastic too. Goodness.
It's not a tomato.
It's not a tomato. It's not a tomato.
If you don't like goodness of tomatoes, have a grape or an apple or a banana.
That's right.
A fruit of the Spirit.
Which, that's love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, and goodness. Looking forward to next week, Lord willing, we're going to talk about faithfulness. If you have any questions about what we've discussed, I know this has been kind of a deep discussion, reach out to us at richard@deerfootcoc.com, and we'd love to discuss anything with you. And just feel free also to tune in to our lesson tonight, something we're doing on our Wednesday nights. We have opened up this digital capability to our missionaries, and we've got missionaries in Chuuk, Palau, Guam. Tonight we have our missionary Graham McDonald from Scotland. He's able to come 5,000 miles at the click of a button, and we'll be able to hear a great message from him tonight. So please tune in tonight at 6:30 p.m. and that'll be great at Deerfoot Church of Christ .com.
Also tune in on Sunday mornings at 9 a.m.
At 9 a.m. That's right. Again, looking forward to next week. Have a blessed day.
Have a good day.